And in his 25th NASCAR Winston Cup race, Tony Stewart wins at Richmond International Raceway.
Tony Stewart did something strange after winning a big NASCAR race. He didn't smile, he didn't cheer, he looked serious. Then he said something that shocked everyone listening. At the time, people didn't understand what he meant. But now, 23 years later, what he said is finally starting to make sense. Right after winning a race in May of 2002 at Richmond Raceway, Tony Stewart didn't celebrate. Instead, he gave a serious warning that many people didn't understand at the time. His words didn't make big news back then, but now, 23 years later, they seem to explain why NASCAR is losing fans. Back in 2002, Tony Stewart didn't hold back. Fresh off a win at Richmond Raceway, he delivered a post-race message that hit harder than his final laps. Stewart wasn't basking in the glory of victory. Instead, he issued a warning to NASCAR that, at the time, sounded more like a frustrated rant. But now, more than 2 decades later, that message feels like a chilling prophecy. If this doesn't get better, Stewart said, race fans are going to quit coming. He was talking about how NASCAR cars were starting to rely too much on aerodynamics. Even back then, Stewart noticed that clean air was becoming too important. This made it harder for drivers to pass each other and made the races less exciting. Fans weren't seeing close finishes or surprises anymore. Stewart knew this would slowly hurt the sport if things didn't change. It wasn't just a moment of heat. Stewart's concern came from a deep understanding of racing's pulse. And as we look at NASCAR today, with the next-gen car and modern race dynamics, it turns out he was absolutely right. NASCAR's goal with the next-gen car was to level the playing field, control costs, and bring parity to the grid. On paper, it checked all those boxes, but on the track, it brought unintended consequences that echoed Stewart's warning. Clean air still dominates. Passing remains difficult, and in too many races, fans know who the winner will be well before the checkered flag. One of the most glaring examples came at Bristol. Tires barely wore down. Lap times remained virtually identical, and Kyle Larson led a staggering 411 of 500 laps. That kind of dominance used to be rare. Now, it happens too often because the cars behind can't get close enough to challenge. When tires don't degrade and cars can't pass, the drama disappears. Fans aren't watching battles for position. They're watching parades. Even worse, these problems aren't just showing up at a few tracks, they're spreading. Short tracks, road courses, even some super speedways are seeing the same pattern. Fast cars up front, clean air advantage, and very little movement through the field. The result? Fans leaving early, switching channels, or not tuning in at all. Because when the outcome feels set from the start, the thrill of the race is gone. And it's not just fans noticing. Drivers and analysts are speaking out. Dale Earnhardt Jr. compared the new cars to IMSA machines. I don't love the next-gen car. It's an IMSA car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. said in a statement. Kyle Petty went further, claiming NASCAR hasn't fielded real stock cars since the 1950s. That might sound extreme, but it reflects a growing sentiment. The essence of NASCAR is being lost. Tony Stewart saw that danger early. He wasn't complaining about safety or modernization. He was fighting for the kind of racing that built the sport's fan base, gritty, unpredictable, and full of moments that made fans jump out of their seats. That kind of racing doesn't come from clean air and perfect setups. It comes from worn tires, bold moves, and drivers being forced to adapt on the fly. Which brings us back to Richmond, the same track where Stewart made his warning all those years ago. In 2025, Richmond hosted the Cookout 400, and for the first time in a while, the race gave fans something to cheer about. The difference? NASCAR introduced more aggressive option tires. These tires degraded faster, which meant teams had to think on their feet. Pit strategy mattered again. Drivers had to manage their cars differently, and the race saw multiple lead changes.
Listen to that crowd. They know it's time to bring the action. Some Saturday night short track racing. The Cookout 400 here in Richmond is underway, and the poleman Ryan Preece leads the field. Let's go!
Austin Dillon emerged as the surprise winner. That kind of upset is exactly what NASCAR needs more of. It's the kind of finish that keeps fans engaged and talking after the race ends. And it only happened because the tires added back an essential ingredient: unpredictability.
There's no contact this year. It's all Austin Dillon. He's going to the playoffs.
Go, baby! Who is Yo, Daddy, let's go!
Austin Dillon wins in Richmond.
It proves that the problem isn't unsolvable. The excitement didn't vanish because fans changed. It faded because the cars stopped creating those unpredictable moments. When every car runs the same speed and every driver relies on clean air, the only variable left is luck. And fans don't tune in for luck. They tune in for racing. And when racing becomes predictable, something bigger is at stake. It's not just about one race being boring. It's about seasons losing energy, rivalries fizzling out, storylines that once fueled headlines now fall flat. Even the best marketing can't fix a product that feels stale. Because the heart of NASCAR isn't in the press room or the rule book, it's in the track battles, the photo finishes, and the drivers daring to go 3 wide when no one else will. Stewart's criticism wasn't about nostalgia. He wasn't saying everything used to be better. He was pointing to a dangerous trend, and he hoped NASCAR would correct it before it was too late. But now, with attendance dipping and TV ratings under pressure, that window might be closing. The sport still has time. The Richmond race showed that change is possible. By reintroducing tire degradation and forcing strategy back into the spotlight, NASCAR brought back the kind of racing that made it great. The question now is whether they'll make that a one-off experiment or a permanent shift. Fans are ready. Drivers are ready. Even the media is calling for it. Everyone sees what Stewart saw in 2002. The racing product is at a crossroads. Keep following the arrow-heavy path, and the stands will keep emptying. But bring back the racing that rewards risk, punishes mistakes, and lets underdogs win. That's how you bring the energy back. This isn't just about one driver or one race. It's about the future of NASCAR. It's about deciding whether the sport is built for engineers or racers, whether fans are meant to watch simulations or spectacles. Tony Stewart's voice may have been loud back then, but it's even louder now, and the message hasn't changed. I hope it gets better before the fans quit coming. Now, more than ever, NASCAR needs to listen. Every race is an opportunity to get it right, to balance technology with the raw unpredictability that made stock car racing an American icon. It doesn't mean abandoning progress. It means making sure progress doesn't erase the very soul of the sport. Because at the end of the day, NASCAR is more than just machines on a track. It's about the people watching, the drivers pushing limits, and the stories that unfold with every lap. Stewart knew that. He fought for it, and now it's up to NASCAR to decide if they still believe it too. The good news, there's still time, but not much. If you want to see NASCAR return to its roots, where every lap counts and anything can happen, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a story like this. Drop a comment below and tell us, do you think Tony Stewart was right all along? Let's talk about it.
Here's a guy that has found a fan base and found a way to do the stuff he loves to do and let people enjoy it, and he's getting paid for it now. So
he is an absolute brilliant marketer. He's great for all aspects of racing Florida. He does tour destructions, he does burnouts, he does the roundy round. He's just...
I feel like the right side weight's going to help him in this deal.
No rollback.
It all began with smoke, speed, and wild burnouts. But then, something shocking happened. Out of nowhere, Tony Stewart, yes, the NASCAR legend, stepped in and said something that made the racing world stop. It was bold, unexpected, and instantly changed how everyone sees Cletus McFarland. You might expect a YouTube star to get quick praise from celebrities these days, but here is something that stops you cold. NASCAR legend Tony Stewart just laid out a defense of Cletus McFarland that nobody saw coming, and it changed everything. It starts with a simple but powerful line. You can tell he knows how to have a great time and knows how to entertain people. Coming from a 3-time NASCAR champion, that is not just approval. That is a stamp of legitimacy. Here is a guy used to grinding out wins under pressure, 49 Cup Series victories, and yet he takes a moment to recognize something fresh. He is not just talking about the pranks or the burnouts. He sees someone who knows how to bring joy into the world of stock car racing and make it matter. No formula, no stale commentary, just genuine fun that pulls people in. That is gold in Tony's book. And then comes the next layer. He is not merely a personality. Tony watches where passion turns into enterprise. He pointed out how Cletus built a fan base doing exactly what he loves. He lets people enjoy it. And yes, he gets paid for it. That hits differently when the person speaking knows the business side inside and out. It is easy to dismiss creators as flashy or shallow. It is another thing entirely when a guy who owns teams and runs businesses says you nailed the model. That alone shifts the conversation. Now add this: Tony Stewart says Cletus holds a pilot's license, specifically a helicopter pilot's license. And when a man who is also a licensed helicopter pilot says that you are not going to be a dumbass and go earn something like that unless you are sharp, that is a serious statement. It places Cletus into a different category. He is not just entertaining, he is intelligent, detail-oriented, disciplined, and committed enough to master something that most of us never even consider. Think about the arc of that. You start with laughter and spectacle, then build toward respect for turning creativity into a business. Then you crown it with evidence of real-world technical competence. That progression alone keeps people watching, because each moment raises the stakes. Cletus is not just having fun with cars on YouTube, he is also racing in the ARCA Menard series. Even with some crashes, he has shown real progress and speed. Tony Stewart sees how serious he is and respects his driving. That kind of respect means Cletus is not just a creator, he is a real driver.
Smooth. It's looking smooth. I like it.
Tony and Cletus have fun together and get along really well. When they do things like racing or car stunts, it feels real. One time, Tony just stopped by but ended up joining Cletus for a fun video. That small moment showed their friendship is real. They enjoy spending time together and respect each other. This matters because when Tony Stewart supports you, it shows others you are the real deal. It helps you get noticed by serious racers and teams. He is not just saying you are good, he is showing that you belong in racing. That kind of support can open big doors and change how people see you. Cletus has already achieved what many thought was impossible. He turned wrench-turning entertainment into a media empire. Over 4 million subscribers, events like the Freedom 500, collaborations with legends, and a loyal fan base that does not just watch, but shows up. It is not just a show. It is a movement, a culture that fuses adrenaline with authenticity. And what makes this even more powerful is how Tony Stewart fits into it. He is old school, respected, built on years of performance and sweat. For him to throw his weight behind someone from the YouTube world, that is not small. That is seismic. Because it tells people who still doubt this new generation that the best in the sport are already paying attention. There is something else to consider. This is not a one-way relationship. Cletus looks up to Tony. He respects his legacy. You can see it in how he talks about him. There is admiration. There is gratitude. And that mutual respect becomes a platform, not just for content, but for mentoring, for real collaboration, for evolving the culture of racing. Now, fans are starting to understand this shift. They see Tony not just as a legend, but as a connector, someone who recognizes talent wherever it comes from and does not hesitate to lift it up. And they see Cletus not just as an entertainer, but as a driver, a leader, a visionary who is growing the sport in ways nobody anticipated. That relationship matters more than most realize, because motorsports need more than speed. It needs stories. It needs personalities who can connect with fans, draw them in, and keep them hooked. Cletus brings that in spades, and Tony sees that clearly. Tony Stewart's support means more than just kind words. It shows teams, sponsors, and fans that Cletus is serious. He is not just a YouTuber anymore, he is part of the racing world. 5 years ago, no one would have believed this. But Cletus proved everyone wrong by doing things his way and earning respect through hard work. The best part? He is still just getting started. His content keeps evolving. His racing keeps improving. And with someone like Tony Stewart in his corner, the sky is not the limit. It is just the beginning. Next time you see Cletus doing a wild car stunt, remember this. He has earned the respect of NASCAR legend Tony Stewart. That takes real effort and talent. Cletus is not just making videos, he is changing racing, and Tony knows it. This story is not just about admiration, it is about evolution, about how the sport of racing is finding new life through new voices. and how the legends of the past are helping shape the future, not by resisting change, but by embracing it. In a world where attention is currency and passion drives everything, Cletus McFarland has figured out how to cash in without selling out. That balance is rare. That impact is real. And with Tony Stewart cheering him on, the road ahead is wide open. Now it is your turn to decide what you think. Is this the future of racing, or is it just a brilliant detour on the road to something even bigger? Either way, you cannot deny the momentum. You cannot ignore the influence. And you definitely cannot question the respect. Because when Tony Stewart says you matter, you matter. And Cletus McFarland is proving every day that he does. If this story made you see Cletus McFarland in a whole new way, drop a comment below and tell us your thoughts. Hit that like button if Tony Stewart's support caught you off guard, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications so you never miss more stories shaking up the racing world.
Zero doubt in my mind. Is he the best road course racer I've ever seen? Absolutely. I competed against the Tony Stewarts, the Jeff Gordons, all those guys. He's better than all of them.
Denny Hamlin just shocked the NASCAR world with a jaw-dropping comment. He doesn't think Tony Stewart is the best road course racer anymore, and he made it clear why. In a bold statement, Hamlin claimed that Shane Van Gisbergen is already better than Smoke. This is everyone talking, and it could change the way fans see NASCAR's road course legacy. In the world of NASCAR, few names are as iconic as Tony Stewart. The three-time Cup Series champion, nicknamed Smoke, is a legend in stock car racing, especially on road courses. Stewart has set records and earned the respect of fans and drivers alike. But now, it seems that his road course legacy is under fire. Denny Hamlin, one of NASCAR's biggest stars, just made a bold claim that has sent shockwaves through the racing community. Hamlin, a veteran of the sport with multiple wins under his belt, doesn't believe Tony Stewart is the best road course racer anymore. Instead, Hamlin thinks that Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG, a rookie who's been dominating the track, is already better than Stewart. This statement has ignited a debate that could change how we view the sport's history. So, let's dive into this shocking claim, the rise of Shane Van Gisbergen, and what this means for NASCAR's future. Shane Van Gisbergen, or SVG as he's known, is having a season like no other. The 36-year-old rookie from New Zealand has taken NASCAR by storm, securing 4 wins on road courses before the halfway point of his first Cup Series season. This feat is remarkable, especially when you consider that the road courses are some of the most challenging tracks in NASCAR. SVG's first win came in Mexico City, where he blew away the competition, winning by a staggering 16 seconds. He then followed that up with victories in Chicago and Sonoma before finally conquering Watkins Glen, one of the most famous road courses in the world. With 5 career Cup victories, all coming on road courses, SVG is making a name for himself as a road course specialist, and his record-breaking performances have many wondering if he could become the greatest road course racer NASCAR has ever seen. Denny Hamlin, a 44-year-old veteran of the sport, is no stranger to competition. He's raced against some of the best, including Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon. So when he claims that SVG is already the best road course racer he's ever seen, it holds a lot of weight. On the Actions Detrimental podcast, Hamlin said, "There's no doubt the guy can go through traffic, zero doubt in my mind. Is he the best road course racer I've ever seen? Absolutely. I've competed against the Tony Stewarts, Jeff Gordons, all those guys. He's better than them." This bold statement has raised eyebrows across the NASCAR world. Tony Stewart, after all, is a 2-time road course champion, having won 8 races on these tracks throughout his career. His legacy on road courses is undeniable, with victories at places like Watkins Glen and Sonoma, and his influence on the sport remains significant. But Hamlin isn't backing down. He continued, "But the only thing you have to mix this up to keep him winning every road course race, it's going to take something wacky, or else you could just go ahead and write the script for the next foreseeable future." Before SVG's dominance this season, Tony Stewart was often regarded as one of the best road course drivers NASCAR has ever seen. In his rookie season in 1999, Stewart won 3 races, including a victory at Sonoma, and quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, Stewart accumulated a total of 8 road course wins, with 5 of them coming at Watkins Glen, making him one of the most successful drivers on these tracks. His skill at navigating the twists and turns of road courses earned him the nickname Smoke, and he was considered the benchmark for excellence on these unique tracks. But now, with SVG's rise, there's a growing question. Has Stewart's road course legacy been surpassed? While Stewart's 8 career wins on road courses remain a significant achievement, SVG's dominance in his rookie season has created a new standard. SVG's 5 career wins, all coming in his first season, could surpass Stewart's total by the end of his career, especially if he continues to win at this rate. SVG's performances have been nothing short of extraordinary. With 4 wins this season alone, he's rewriting the record books and making a case for himself as the greatest road course racer in NASCAR history. To put his achievements in perspective, Stewart only managed 3 wins in his rookie year,